Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your 2015 Tarotscope for July. I've already gone ahead and pre-shuffled the cards. And I just want to say thank you to all the people who have been booking readings with me on readingsbygwendolyn.com. I've really enjoyed those, and I also want to thank you for those of you who have downloaded our tarot and numerology workshop that I did with Julianne Victoria. And if anyone would like to book their own reading, you can do that at readingsbygwendolyn.com. I'll go ahead and put a link below or at the end of the video if you'd like to do that. But this is the 2015 reading for Sagittarius. It's funny, the Sun card has been coming up a lot in the readings, and this couple of these cards. Let's see if we've got those all. I'm just going to scoot them down a little bit. Interesting. Gosh, two of the first things that pop out for me in this reading are the two cards down here that are related to intuition and inner knowing. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a while. But this, and then these nines here at the beginning. So Sagittarius, the nines, this nine of swords, speaks to worrying and overthinking things. So what it means is that you're overthinking things and making bigger problems or more problems out of what's actually there. So if you are struggling with something, just these three swords are interacting with that. Don't make it into nine swords. So this card is a card about worrying more than you have to and having more thoughts, worries, anxiety, and tension than you really need to. Don't make more of things than they actually are. And this is a 9 card as well. This is 9 of Wands. This guy is a survivor card, and he's a little bit protective of his territory. He's a little bit kind of wary of others. He is feeling like he really needs to defend his space. And I call this my Cool Hand Luke card because it's a guy who keeps getting knocked down and keeps getting back up. He's feeling, because he's in reverse, he's feeling a little bit vulnerable or a little bit paranoid or concerned. I mean, there's a lot of anxiety in these two cards, and they're both nines. So it does mean nines are generally completions of something. 9 is the end of a cycle. So there's something that you might be worried about, or you might be worried about losing, because the anxiety that comes out in a 9 energy is about not being willing to let go of something. If you're feeling like this is the end of an era and I'm worried about it, or I'm worried about losing something, I'm worried about either losing my home, or I'm worried about losing my freedom, or there's something to do with worry and anxiety and stress and feeling like you need to protect something but not being willing to let go, and that's what is causing the anxiety here. What it also shows me is that if you are able to let go of this, that there is great opportunity coming up for you. You actually can create something completely new. This Magician card here is someone who, it's a new beginning. It's a 1 card. He has all the resources available to him. He's creative. He's unique, original. He can basically say, abracadabra, what I want to happen, I can make it happen. But because he's in reverse, I think you might be having some doubts about that. You might be having doubts about whether or not you can create what you want. And that might be part of why you're having difficulty of letting go, or having all this anxiety and all these thoughts about letting go of the old phase, I'll say, because you may be having doubts about your ability to create something new that you want. This Page of Rods shows, it basically, this card always says, be bold, be courageous, be optimistic, be willing. So the first 4 cards, the first part of the month here, I'm going to say is about stop worrying about what could be, or stop occupying your minds with worry of what might happen, or what if I let go of this? What if I let go of this territory that I have? What if I let go of my home? What if I lose my home? What if I lose my freedom? What if you're kind of worried about what you have to lose here? And I'm going to say with that 9 energy, it's the end of that. Let it go. You've completed that chapter. You finished it. What you have coming up for you is this Magician. It's new energy. Create what you want. Create a new cycle. It's actually completely open to whatever your heart desires. You can create it. But because it's in reverse, you have doubts. So this card is just saying, don't worry too much about it. Be optimistic, be cheerful, be willing, be hopeful, be daring even. Dare to ask for what you want. Dare to believe that you can create it. So that's first part of the month. I'm going to say, don't worry, trust in your own abilities, and just be willing, be optimistic, be open. That's Page of Rods energy. The second part of the month, it's funny, you might feel, these are some solitary figures here, but one of the things that all these three speak of, Hanged Man, Hermit, and Temperance, all speak of peace. All of these are very peaceful figures, and they actually look to what's true. And they because I'm seeing the Sun here. Sun is a wonderful, vibrant, fulfilled card. So there's a lot of strength and a lot of just, because this is also a relationship, you might be feeling a lot of peace within your relationship or within yourself. Whatever the Sun represents to you, whatever going on in your life, the Sun is shining on it. And the fact that these are all solitary cards that are representing enlightenment, and peace, there's some good stuff going on in the middle of the month for you. You're coming to a place of just groundedness with acceptance and peace I'm going to say in your relationship especially, or in your desires for a relationship, or within yourself. I think you're going to be pretty happy, or content is the word that I'm getting in the middle of the month. So whatever's stressing you out, or you're worried about, or you don't think you can make it or you can do it, you're going to calm down in the middle of the month about that. There's a lot of peace available to you, both in your relationship or in your views of a relationship, or just even within yourself. That the Sun is going to be good for you. I mean, you're a fire sign, Sag, so July is a time when the Sun goes into Leo, which is another fire sign. So you're going to feel very calm and at home with that. The King of Cups is a traditional card for the good father or partner, or someone who is in that fathership, mentor, loving role. He's upright for you here. So what it's telling me is that if there's a way that you are identifying with being a father right now, or being a good partner, or being a loving husband, you have that ability. Or if there's someone close to you who is fulfilling that role, you might have some doubts. This is High Priestess, so that's your inner intuition. That is, following your inner knowledge. Because she's in reverse, it's telling me you might have doubts about whether you're fulfilling your role as a father. But ultimately, Queen of Cups, there's a lot of loving energy here. She's compassionate, she's loving, she's psychic. These two are looking at each other. King of Cups and Queen of Cups are looking at each other. Even though there's, this High Priestess, it looks like there may be some sort of way in which the mother and the father are unifying. I mean, this could be someone, usually a priest or a priestess is involved when there's either a union of some sort going on, or a rite, or some sort of rite of passage, whether it's a baptism or a marriage, or something to do with the spiritual or sacrament. Because she's in reverse, there may be questions that you have on the inside about that, or you're not trusting your gut feeling, because she's a lot about intuition. So is Queen of Cups. And there is a lot of beautiful emotion here, though. Because I'm seeing this scroll or this document, there's some way in which these two are unifying. And it's a very emotional, very heartfelt union. And you kind of have to just trust your instincts about it, is what I'll say. Whatever is going on between the two of you, there's a lot of emotion involved, but trust your gut instincts in whatever this sacrament or this rite is, because you already know. Queen of Cups tells me you already know. High Priestess tells me you already know. There's a knowingness here. And the Knight of Swords this could either be someone who's not participating in this, not acknowledging this. He is very much like in the dark about this. These are all, in the light, and he's kind of in shadow. So Knight of Swords is someone who charges forth, goes too fast, is trying to pressurize the situation, is trying to... This is telling me don't put force on things where force isn't necessary. Or if someone is trying to rush you into something, don't listen to them. Knight of Swords is like not part of this. He's separate from it. So if there's someone who is, trying to get you to do it a certain way or in a certain place, or he's off fighting a battle that's not yours to fight. So it's also, he can also be really reckless. So what it's also telling me is whatever speaks to you with King of Cups and Queen of Cups coming together or looking at each other, don't be reckless about it. Because he goes against the wind and he goes too fast, and he can kind of be like the knight that will charge off a cliff. And he needs to just like reel it in a little bit. And it just also says trust your instincts, because you might not be hearing what's coming up for you because she's in reverse. But ultimately you have some sort of sweet union that's involving a document between you and King of Cups and Queen of Cups. Or this could be two good friends that, are having a celebration that you're part of. So that's my reading for you, Sag. Don't worry about things in the beginning of the month. Trust in your own creative power. Just be bold and courageous. Enjoy the calm that comes at the middle of the month and think things over. You're going to be pretty centered, it looks like, in the middle of the month. And then enjoy whatever the sweet part of the last month brings, and don't let anyone rush you, or don't rush things. Don't be reckless. Okay, thanks, Sag. That's your Tarotscope for 2015. And again, if anyone would like a personal reading, you can always get that by visiting my website at readingsbygwendolyn.com.